with your Instagram or YouTube.
I can't do
So
the Instagram because I don't have this connected to the laptop, which
okay,
think about that till now. But I don't have my Instagram attached to that laptop, anyways.
okay,
But I got the Facebook and the YouTube attached just now.
okay,
So
great.
yeah.
Well, welcome everyone who joined us. So again, my name is Kiko. I'm joined by Ali. I have been on this raw vegan journey for over 22 years. I started in 2004 and it has completely changed my life. And I used to say, how come no one knows this? And I was sure that everyone knows by now and it's going to be mainstream in few years. After 22 years, it's not mainstream yet. So anyway, but Ali is doing a raw vegan challenge, fully raw for the month of June, right?
I think it's just the first week, but I'm gonna see how long I can go for sure, because the farmers markets are starting this weekend. So I'm really excited to get some local fresh produce.
Yay, that's great. Okay, so Ali, she's a beautiful pregnant mother. You are
Mom too.
now, yeah, well, you're already a mother. You have a baby inside. Oh, so you are now 7 months in already?
No, I'm turning 24 weeks tomorrow, so I believe that's 6 weeks or months, not weeks, months.
Oh, but
Pregnancy. Apparently, can't do my math right.
it's okay, it happens. Okay, so that's great. So we have connected through the bundle, and I have been having so much fun getting to know you, and connecting you through raw bundle. So yeah, maybe you want to share how it's been. So for you, as doing high raw vegan, and how it has been as pregnant woman.
Okay. Like how it's been for me throughout my journey or just throughout pregnancy?
Let's just do pr- pregnancy. And while you explain, I'm just gonna share what I'm making. So I just woke up like 2 hours ago or so, and this is my breakfast. I had a melon, and melon and peach as my first breakfast. And this would keep me full. Whole jar of green smoothie, chia seeds, pineapple, mango. I have parsley, mizuna.
What's the Mizuna?
And
Mizuna?
have you had mizuna when you were here in Japan?
I'm not sure.
Okay, mustard grain. It's a staple for Japanese. So it's got mild taste. It's
Is it a sprout?
no, it's it's mustard green, and
Oh, mustard greens.
yeah, it's
Okay.
one of there are
Mizuna.
many kind of mustard green. This is a chopped version, and it's purple one.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, I
Okay,
love.
I think I have heard of Mizuna now.
Yeah, I know some parts of the US you can get that too. So I like mizuna because it's not so bitter. This is komatsuna, which is another. Sorry, it's chopped, so you can't really see it, but it's bitter, and it's a bit. It tastes a bit. It tastes like a broccoli. So
Okay.
I like to mix it, but mizuna is lighter and not so bitter, so I like adding it. So and then I add frozen parsley. So and simos, I
Lots of
mean.
greens.
Yeah, I love adding lots of greens in my smoothies. So yeah, go ahead, share how has your journey been as a raw vegan, pregnant lady?
Yeah, this trimester I actually struggled a lot. It was throughout the winter, so I was craving a lot of juicy that we don't have access to. But I did one day when I went to the grocery store with my husband. I saw the green grapes, which I don't usually because they're too tart. I don't really like a lot of tart, and I saw them and they looked so good. And, I tried one and I was like, wow, this is actually really good. It was like big and juicy and crisp. It wasn't tart at all. So we grabbed the biggest bag that we could find and I ate practically half of that on home. And my staple breakfast for weeks on end was those. I did crave, watermelon, which wasn't in season, pineapple, which we could only get frozen, and what was the other one? Mangoes, which I could get frozen. I did get those, and I'd thaw them out and eat those. But I had trouble keeping down salads. I'd actually thrown it up a couple times, so I just, I have this. I really dislike throwing up, and it was every day. So I didn't have any because I didn't want to, throw up. And the sumo oranges were in season, but they were really expensive. So I like a little case of them, but not all of them were good because I didn't pick them out. So they were not the best, but they were okay. But then, I followed it with a salad and then they ended up coming up and I was like, I guess I'm not having oranges now. So it was a struggle. I did try to have juices. So I had apple juice and orange juice on hand, which really helped. I think we even got some grape juice as well because I just needed those calories. And yeah, it was really hard to be like all raw. I'm very high raw and more all during the summertime when we have to the good stuff. And so I basically lived off of grapes and mangoes and juices, pasta. So I had a lot of pasta. And yeah, that was the first trimester. And then almost as soon as my second trimester hit, I was able to again. We got our blender so I could have smoothies. Bananas aren't that good in the wintertime just because of transport and the temperature just really messes up their ripening, so they don't taste really good. Time with bananas in the winter time. But then once I got the blender, I started working on my book for the bundle. I was having smoothies every day, but I had to have small ones because I had to, train my gut to have high fiber again because of going a few months with not having very much really. So I was having small smoothies and small salads, and I just increased that. And once I saw zucchinis were finally coming to the store and in a good size, be a specific like girth basically because in order to make red zucchini noodles, they need to be, like straight and pretty wide basically. And yeah, I've been obsessed with making that. We actually have this was my lunch. I have
Oh,
zucchini and
nice.
cucumber
Oh,
noodles.
I bought a lot of zucchini, for the bundle recipe I wanted to do, but I don't usually make much. Like when it gets really hot, I like making zucchini noodles, but I've been so busy that there are like eight zucchini in my fridge just waiting for me. But I just wanted to share. So again, chia seeds powdered, mango, pineapple, both frozen. I usually like adding oranges from Japan, like kind of small orange type, but they're out of season. This is the first day I'm not adding any oranges, so I'll see how it comes out. Mizuna, and it was actually kale, frozen kale, and sea moss. So you see, I don't. Do you use sea moss, Addie?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so I've been lazy. I just soak them. I don't make it into gel, and it works just fine. So I just
Oh,
pour it and cut the sea moss like.
that's smart. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah. The last I made, I actually wasn't using it fast enough. It started to go purple on top. So
really,
I thought, oh, maybe I could just scrape and use the bottom part. But Lisa
how
and Nate
long?
were like, well, you're pregnant. You probably shouldn't do that because you don't know. And I'm like, oh, no, I wasted such. But that
But
makes sense.
how
Soak it.
long? because I mean I've been having it
Probably
for
like a
such a.
month and a half.
I probably had it over a month, and it's been just fine. Did you
Mm.
did you soak it well in the water? Was it covered in water?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I soak it really good, and I rinse it first. I soak it. I like triple rinse it afterwards, and then I blend it with water. But the idea of just
Yeah,
rinsing it and leaving it in the jar. Do you cover it with water though
smells really
in the
bad.
jar?
But I mean, it smells bad not because it's bad, but CMOS doesn't smell bad. I don't know. I don't know. Were you here
Like to
during
see.
the summertime in Japan?
Yeah, it was the
Oh,
mid to of
right.
August.
Okay, so have you had tokoroten?
I don't
Okay,
know what
so
is.
this really smells like tokoroten. Oh, I mean, tokoroten is nice, but so basically it's just a clear noodle. Okay, I have to show you. And
Kelp noodles?
uh, y- is it made? It is made. Yeah, it is kelp noodle, but we have so many seaweed here, so I have to show you. We eat this a lot during the hot summer day, and we eat it with vinegar and soy sauce. And now they start
Oh,
adding like sugar, tokoroten. And traditionally they make so it's basically agar agar, and they put it in a bamboo stick, and you just kind of stick through, and it makes so oh uh, uh it looks like that. Have you had that?
you gotta put it down just a little bit. The numbers are in my way. I can't really tell. I I have like less than half of my screen
Ah,
is where we are on here. So
so
I'm not
it
sure. It reminds me of like sunomono salad, but I know those are rice noodles.
yeah
Vermicelli.
well um so yeah it's vinegar, um but anyway, I mean my oof, it just always takes me to Amazon site, which is not really interesting. Yeah, so it comes from the seaweed, and we have a bamboo stick, and yeah, basically you just make water with agar agar, and then make a like a jelly, and you stick it into like bamboo stick, and you push it through, and it makes like noodle form, and it
So there has to be something at the end of the bamboo stick, the holes in it, in
exactly
order for it to squish through
right, right.
that. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I've seen
fun.
something similar where you use, I believe it's mung bean starch. They kind of make like they blend the mung bean, solder, and then they, I don't know, strain it all out, or they make mung bean milk basically, and then strain the water out after they've let it settle, and then use that starch with some new, and they steam it, and then like kind of like a big cake, and then there's this special shredder that they basically make noodles with, and they do like a cold noodle dish with that. I think it's
Who does it?
the Thais, I believe, Thailand or somewhere around
Oh,
there.
interesting.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna mix it, but anyway, that we eat so many kind of sea vegetable, but yeah, I sorry, I stopped you while you were explaining about your pregnancy as a raw vegan. So go ahead.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, I was basically saying I was just having more smoothies and salads, and this bowl is pretty big. So being able to have this nearly full has been amazing to work myself up to. And they usually it's hard to get enough hydration while you're pregnant, but being high raw, you get hydration from the live foods of fruit vegetables. And when you find good salt like in the bundle. We got a lot of good sauce recipes and dressings and stuff like that. It really helps you enjoy it more. So, oh, she put some berries. Oh, that was her berries. Oh, I'm so excited to have homegrown berries. What were those ones? Mulberries. There we go. But yeah, so being able to have the salads and stuff like that again has been amazing. I'll make now that the watermelons are coming from Florida, which is a lot cooler than, out of country. I've been eating watermelons every single day for breakfast. I still really a huge fan of bananas right now, but they're good calorically. So I kind of force myself to have one, like a smoothie or a couple if they're at the peak ripeness for me to eat. So I'll have that. I also got a thing of raspberries given to us recently, and what I did was
Raspberries. You got it
mulberries.
from my garden. You
Yeah,
got
I
yours?
saw that. I was like, oh. Yeah, so I was just saying, got a bunch of raspberries, and I ended up making fruit leathers with it. I know it's kind of ugly right
Oh,
now. I
how did
sprinkled
you
some
get
chia seeds
those?
on it.
How did you get raspberries?
So we because we're in between, we're on a budget, so it's hard to get food and stuff all the time. So I went to a local food drop, and they give away, a lot of food, and they had like cases of raspberries, and we got so many of them. I had to give some to my mother-in-law, and I just spent
Ah,
hours just cleaning and sorting through all these berries, and I juiced them all. So I juiced them, did a
raspberries?
bunch. Yeah, yeah, it was
Wow.
like a thick yeah, it was like a thick juice. I had to blend some with water and strain it out that way and put it through the juicer, but it was taking like a lot more time. So I cleaned out my juicer, put it through the way I had tried it, and just they go fine. So they go through the juicer, and any masticating juicer. It's not a centrifugal juicer. It's I never recommend the masticating or the centrifugal fast force juicers
Mm.
ever. The slow masticating juicers are the best to get. So I juiced all the raspberries, and I made some juice cubes. So there's frozen raspberry juice cubes in the freezer. And I blended a bunch of juice with bananas and some chia and made some fruit rolls in the dehydrator.
Cool.
So I've been snacking on that for about a week, and because I don't normally eat raspberries because I don't like the seeds, especially in a smoothie. I don't know, it just doesn't rise. So I do that, and then yeah, some lots of fruit. Whenever we have some, I'll have apples or some oranges. I can eat cara oranges and mandarins. I can't eat like navels and that kind of stuff. They're just too pulpy, too thick. So to juice those. But yeah, that's basically how my second trimester has been going.
Cool. Okay, great. So now my smoothie is ready. It's so typhoon just passed. I think it just stopped raining, but it was raining hard since last night. So it has cooled down. Um and always all the frozen fruits that I added, it's a bit too cold. So I'm just gonna go slowly. But yeah, that's how I make. Usually I would make it all the way up here, and I share just 1 cup of bowl with my husband, and I eat the rest. And I like to make it bitter so I can add, I can take as much mineral as possible from greens, especially when I'm on the go. I have been so busy. I haven't had time to eat the big salad. So this is a good
Mm.
way for me to intake.
I
And
can't do so much bitter. My iceberg lettuce in my salad last night was bitter, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like
really,
yeah. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I need to like soak it to like rinse it, or it's just wherever it's coming from is not getting enough water and good nutrients.
Yeah, I think.
But I did find a
Yeah, I think it's also depending on the season here in Japan. When it's like
yeah,
summertime, those greens gets bitter.
they
Winter time,
tend to
yeah,
bolt faster.
uh, yeah, it's just winter and spring is much softer and sweeter in general. But yeah,
Hmm.
so,
They like cooler temperatures usually.
yeah,
There are some summer greens. I haven't really tried much though, so that's why I have a lot of zucchini and cucumber and all the other veggies.
yeah.
But
For me, when I make a smoothies like this, uh, I make it bitter as much as possible. And if it's not so nice to eat it too bitter, I add fruits on top. So like I'm adding apple because I made it quite bitter today so that we can still enjoy as a smoothie bowl.
oh, you have it like a smoothie bowl?
Yeah, when I have time, I make a smoothie bowl. Today, oh, you know what? I have to be mindful because I have to work after this. I have to leave right after. For as a I work as an experienced interpreter, and today is a pottery day. I go to
Oh,
pottery artist house, and you know, um, clients come.
that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's like every time I learn so much, and so yeah. Um, so yeah, you're eating now the raspberry thing or salad?
Yeah, I have the raspberry fruit leather, or if I have roll it up and cut it and have little nice little rolls. But I just tend to take it. It's super helpful because um, I tend to crave because of the calories.
Ah,
So I got to make my own candy and stuff that I'll actually eat. So that has been
did
very
you
good.
did you add anything but anything else than raspberry?
Yeah, I was saying I added bananas and chia seeds.
Okay, great. Yeah, sorry, I was running a Vitamix, so I couldn't hear.
Right, right. Yeah,
Oh,
so I juiced the raspberries and added chia seeds because the bananas kind of tone down the tartness because I'm not a big tart
hmm.
person. And yeah, so they've been doing it for me. And then I got raspberry juice cubes in the freezer. So I give that to my husband with some water. He can have raspberry water.
Nice.
Yeah. Or in orange juice. So then he has tartness going on there.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of the water, you're a water lady, so anyone knows
Hmm.
Ali. She knows a lot about water. She's done a lot of research, and I was wondering. So I know you have a good system at home, but
Mhm.
what do you do when you travel? Because I when I travel, I have to be out all day, and I recently got myself 2 bottles of water bottle. So so this is
Yeah, well, you just fill them up with the water at home because it just comes out of the tap. We have a separate tap because we got a pre-filter,
uh
and then it comes with its own little spigot, and then the Kangen machine attaches to the spigot. Turn that tap on. You just
mm,
fill your bottles with the water, and that's how my husband goes to work. And he brings a gallon. We use sometimes for him for his shakes. We'll get a big gallon of almond milk if I haven't made any, and I clean them out afterwards to reuse. So he fills that with the water and takes that with him to work. He'll put them in his camelback and uses that because it's easier for him to drink out of while he's working as well.
okay.
That's what we do. We haven't like traveled distance anywhere, but people
Okay.
on my team, they do travel, and because it's a medical grade machine, you can actually take your bottle of water machine through TSS. And of course, they're going
Mm,
to want to dump it out, and you say, no, that's for medical purposes. And you kind of have to know what you're going to say, and be, because it is medical grade water. Like, it's better than any water you buy out there. And
Mm.
so they'll test it, and they'll see that it's water, and then you go through and bring your machine to wherever you're flying to, and it comes with extra parts. So for like different sinks, pardon me, and that kind of stuff, you can set it up different attachments, have
So,
your
mhm.
water.
So you, I first want to say hello to Jennifer. She just said hello. Hi Kiko, hi Ali. Thanks Jennifer for tuning
Oh.
in. So yeah, you're saying that because the water is already good, you don't. It doesn't matter if you put it in a plastic bottle.
No, I mean, I would consider in glass,
Mm,
but because it's not sitting in the plastic in the heat for weeks on ends, like
mm,
any grocery store or whatever of bottles that most people are buying, that
mm-hmm,
it's not going to really leach the plastic into the water because you're drinking it that day. But if you get a water bottle that is plastic, go for like a BPA one, because I know people can be like me, a little bit clumsy, so we tend to drop things a lot. So having a bit more protected, I do a bit of both. I have glass at home, and
mm,
sometimes on the go I'll do glass, but I have a plastic straw. It's not like it's sitting in the sun. Like, that's the main issue, is just it's sitting in the bottles and being like
yeah,
leached in because of the heat from the sun and that stuff. So
right.
we don't concern ourselves too much with that.
Right. So I wanted to show the kind of bottles that I have. So the best for me is always the glass bottle. So I just got this. I bought it last year and it broke. I'm clumsy, so I break it easily. But the taste, I'm very sensitive with the water taste. So it's important. So it's heavy and it's easy to break, but because I care so much about this taste, I always go for this. I got this one because this is 1 liter BPA free. I heard that BPA free doesn't mean anything. Now, it's more of a marketing thing. But anyway, this has no um, rubber bands. Usually not to leak.
Mm,
There's a
the
rubber
gasket.
band.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like for my NutriBullet, there's a rubber thing, and I don't like it. It's just it leaks anyway, and I don't know. I don't like it. But this bottle, I'm very happy. I don't like the taste when it gets warm, especially when it gets warm. It does kind of taste plasticky. So I usually freeze, or I put a lot of ice, make sure that it's cool. And I also add lots of herbs and like fruit, like frozen fruits, so it keeps it clean during the day. But this is nice because there's no rubber bands here. Uh, Jennifer said, Kiko, I love pottery class. I do it at a friend's house. So good to see you both. You're awesome. Gotta run. Well, thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer also have been to Japan. She's been to Japan and she wants to come back to Japan. So, and Ali she used to live here in Japan. So there's
No,
a better.
I didn't live there. I just came there on a scholarship. It was a 10-day
Ah,
trip.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we
So
have a sister city, or
right,
the
10
town that I
days.
grew up in. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay.
But it was the first country that I flew to outside of the island that I lived on.
Cool. Okay, let me give this to my husband. So I just made a smoothie bowl with the chopped apple. I'll be right back.
For sure. Yeah.
Smoothie.
So that is a good trick to keep the bottles cold by having ice in it with the water. So that is a really good trick so that the water
Mm.
doesn't heat up and the bottle doesn't heat up too much. I crochet. So yeah, I got some coasters here, but
I saw that in your Instagram. That's a great idea. Keep it, protect it and keep it cool and warm. Keep cool or warm.
yeah. So I basically made them. I got my mom to make me the first couple because I was working and I was biking. I would put my bag in I had a basket in the back or like a crate, and had two large smoothies, so like the whole blender full in two 1 liter mason jars, and they both smashed. So I lost all of my food that night.
Oh my
So I got my
god!
mom to make me some bottle cozies, and it really helped. And so now I've been making them. I might actually have a couple.
That actually happened to me. I had a ninja bottle yesterday on my as a tour guide, and this ninja bottle, not ninja, NutriBullet. This one, it doesn't. I think the lock doesn't really work really well. Like,
Oh
so it
no.
it opened in my bag, and then my client was like, "Kiko, I think something from your bag is leaking," and it was
Oh
like
no.
half gone when I opened it. Thankfully, there was a toilet next to where I was, so I cleaned up well. But yeah, I lost some of my food yesterday while I was guiding.
Oh.
We learn, right? Live and learn.
Mm-hmm. So I don't stress too much about plastic really because
Mm.
you know with mason jars I don't really always use the metal top because those get rusty and they're
Yeah.
meant for canning. So I get those, the reusable plastic lids for those, and they're not really touching it for too long. It's for storage or for commute. And then we'll get the lids that have the pop top as well for drinking out of or pouring from. So those are good. I make my smoothie and bring it to church every weekend. So I like to put it in there and have that. But yeah, so I make the cozies to help with those. And then I'll do like a strap on it. So that way I have like a handle. So I don't just
Nice.
have cozy around it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I think
those.
another popular bottle is like stainless. Here in Japan, it's very popular. I bought Yeti, which I cannot find now. Yeti.
Mm.
Yeti is pop. I got
Yeah.
when I got it when I was in the States, and this kind of bottle is very popular here in Japan. But I
Mhm.
can still taste. I don't like the taste of stainless. When the water, when it stays, it does taste something.
Yeah. The ones that I have too are like that. The bigger, yeah, kind of like hydro jugs. We have those, and they work pretty good, but you got to wash them out right away. I had one giant liter bottle. I have it, but I have to out so deeply every time because it tends to smell like mold, and even
Oh.
if it's just water in there, which is super odd to me. So I'm turned off by using that bottle. I try to only use it just for water, but it's still weird. Like I could put cold water in there and sit it in there, and it might be a gasket. The rubber gasket is the mold maybe just hasn't fully cleaned up, and I try to soak it and scrub it with soap and all the things, and
Well,
yeah, so
water is the one of the biggest cause of mold, right? Once the water is trapped and it's not moving, it it's every time you add some water, even like this mulberries, as soon as I wash it, it gets moldy. So we have to be careful as soon as you put the water. But this bottle is my next favorite one. It's a ceramic bottle made in Japan, and it has like a activated. Um, it's hard for me to explain, but basically it aligns the molecule of water, so it just makes the water taste better. So I just leave it overnight. And before I used to carry this ceramic bottle. It was very popular in Japan. Uh, as a carry on, you just carry as a, you know,
Hmm.
this kind of bottle, but you can't carry a lot. It's heavier than glass,
Hmm.
and it leaks easily.
Yeah.
So
So
I
is it
stopped.
just ceramic, or is there something in it that does that
It's
thing
just
to the water?
it's just ceramic, but certain region of Japan, like hot spring, it has radio activation, and that helps align certain kind of mineral, aligns the molecule of water, and it just tastes really good. So I have a lot, ceramic bottle, not just any ceramic, but this certain soil from this is from Miyazaki Prefecture.
Right.
So this tastes really good.
Okay.
I do filter my water and I put it overnight, and I'm very I have a very acute sense of taste, and I can taste the difference. So that's how I like
Mhm.
to drink my water.
That's awesome, using the special ceramic. Like back in the days, we had
Yeah.
pots made out of gourds, and they were oiled, sanded, and they could hold your whole day's worth of water in there. But of course, we were drinking fresh spring water that was uncontaminated way back then. And
Mm,
ceramic bottle amazing, and they're fire like fired in order to set them.
mm.
So they're really, yeah, but they're also fragile. So you can make it in, or hold your water in the bottles, and it tastes better after you've filtered it
Yeah.
and then put it in your glass
And
bottle.
what's nice is that not only it tastes good, apparently it kind of keeps on moving. That it's already it it probably scares many people because of the radio activation after Fukushima. Um,
Yeah.
but it's good,
I do consider
certain a little bit of radio activation is good. That's why some of the
just a
hot
little.
springs are known to be cancer cure. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, and then basically what it does is that it doesn't let the water sit. So the water spoils when it
Mhm.
doesn't move, just like a river, like when there's like
Mhm.
no movement in the river, there's always like a mold and gets rotten. But as long as the river is running,
Flowing.
it's
Mhm.
fresh. Yeah. And the same thing, this apparently keeps on moving. So I can keep it for over a year and the water is still good. It doesn't.
Way.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Have you had it tested?
Uh, the company has tested it,
Which
and
company?
many companies here for ceramic, because ceramic bottles are so popular. You might want
Mm.
to
Oh,
take a look at it. But for me, of course, I haven't tested it myself. I just know by taste that it hasn't gotten
right.
bad. Like if let's just say I have this glass bottle, right? I just keep water and I clean it well and I just keep it in this glass bottle, nothing else. I haven't
Yeah.
drunk it. Close the lid. The water goes bad within a day. I can taste it.
Mm.
But if I drink it from that ceramic bottle a week or a year, I mean, I have a bottle of water that I haven't touched for a year and it's still good.
Yeah, that reminds me, my grandfather, his house, that was the fresh spring water that I the first ever tried. That was so amazing. He actually got it tested. So what they told him to do was actually fill a milk jug, a cleaned milk jug, full of the spring water that comes out of his tap, and close it, and put it on his balcony in the sun for a month. And then he went and got it tested, and they said that they told him, well, they asked him, bottled water, and he said, well, it's in the bottle that you told me to put it in. Like, I did what you guys said, and they said it was perfect water. So it's interesting that it was still in the sun and in that, and it was still alive. So with
Wow.
our water, with our machine, it goes through electrolysis, which does something with the H2 and all of that, and it turns the water into hydrogen rich water. So it's living, and it's got the bubbles kind of stuff. So it's
Mm.
the smallest molecule on the planet, which is where the living spring water, where we know most places on the earth that have those hot springs or healing waters. Like I think there's a place in Bali, there might be a place people feel this very healing energy. It's because it's living water. It's very hydrogen rich because it's constantly moving, like you're saying,
Mm.
and it's also going through natural electrolysis. So the earth, we're all beings and we need movement constantly, just like our
Mm.
bodies need it, or will get stagnant and start to basically calcify. So having the so what the machine does is it does it electronically. So it's got titanium platinum plates. So and they're the best quality of all out there, and we have all done the research. They've been around the longest, over 50 years, and everything is every single piece of it. Nothing has been made in China. It's all made in Japan factory. So no cheap parts at all. And yeah, so it goes through electrolysis, and what we use ORP meter. So it's an oxidative reduction potentiator. So we want to be more on the negative side, because the negative side, the negative ions are very healing for us. So grounding, earthing, putting your feet on bare ground, going out in nature, going out in the ocean, that kind of stuff. It's all moving, it's all living. We're supposed to be out in that, getting those negative ions, which are very healing. So what the ORP meters do is it tests that in our water and our liquids and stuff like that. So our machine also alkalizes as well, but it makes multiple different numbers. So we do cleaning as well. So 2.5 hypochlorous acid, 11.5 with a degreaser. So what it does is it not only alkalizes it, but it ionizes. So it makes it very negative ions. So depending on the ORP meter that you use, some detect a high negative and some detect negative. It also depends on the water that you're getting. We have well water. So I haven't got one of those yet because they're, up there, and we're on a budget. I've seen other people in our team and our company. Hi. And
Your
my
honey
husband
is
just got
back.
home. Yeah. Hi.
Hello.
Just wanted to say hi to him. So yeah, they tested it and it can go up to -8, which is just amazing. So our water is more antioxidant
What's
rich.
okay? Give me so like tap water where you are.
Yeah, so tap water is like +2 to 300, which is oxidizing.
What?
So
Oh, I
we're
didn't
always
know.
trying to.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I guess it makes sense, but I didn't know you can do. Here in Japan, it's very popular to say, oh, let's get some negative ion in the forest, right? Or in the by the riverside or the waterfall. It's a thing here in Japan, so it makes sense, right? The waterfall in the nature, there's so much negative ions. So like if it was to mimic, is it similar to like a waterfalls or river?
So I don't know the complete science, but we do have webinars and trainings and stuff like that. We teach it and we
Mm.
share it. But through what I do understand is we're just electrically doing it through ERW, so electrically water. So we're reducing the ions electrically. That's it goes through the machine, and the um, platinum coated titanium plates, which those somehow, because they can touch the water and reduce it, that's how it does it. And once it comes out, we've even tested it days later, it's still in the negatives while being in a plastic bottle,
Oh
so it can
wow.
stay negative. So you can have a jug sitting in your car for a few days, good water.
I don't
um
want to do that, but yeah, it's
I
good to
I
know.
know, but it's something we've tested at home here, because my husband, he worked at a jug in the car a couple days later, and then he'll still drink from it and it's fine for him. Kind of like 2 days and I'm good. Like I want the freshest because the sooner you drink it, the more negative ions you get. But what I was getting to with the antioxidants, because it's the smallest molecule on the planet, it actually passes blood-brain barrier. So with us being raw right now, you haven't been wrong and me being high raw for I think 11 years now. Um, Even if we were to eat as much stuff ourselves with the highest antioxidant foods like and drinks and stuff like that, like green tea is very antioxidant rich, berries, bananas, um, oranges, and that kind of stuff. The whole entire day, you still can't get more antioxidants than this water provides in just
Yeah.
a glass of water.
Yeah.
So
The
that's
food
why
comes first. Yeah.
water first and then food. Water is super important because we can go without food, but we can't go without water.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
because our
correct.
body's made up
True.
75% ish of water.
Yeah, but what
So
I wanted to say is that, go for I mean, even if you change the water, and if you're eating the junk food, of course, that's not. Uh,
no, usually change their water because they are health conscious and they do have something they're trying to deal with. Like for us, it was getting pregnant, and I've always had issues with since moving away from my grandpa's house. I had the best tasting water
yeah,
I'd ever had. And
that basic is so important because my grandma's house in Niigata, which is the northern part, it's known to be the best, one of the best water in Japan. And Japan in general has a really good water. And I remember they were getting fresh water from mountain, so they have a two water, two actually like two tap two area, one for the mountain water and one for the city water. And the mountain water always tasted so good, and it was just keep on running for free. And once you have that when you're small, you would never forget it, I think. That's why I can't just drink any water.
Yeah. And that's the greatest thing about our machines is they're literally hooked up to your sink, and you don't have to go to where a water source is, which could be a big inconvenience for people
Yeah.
traveling, hours. It's like we had a spring 2 hours from our house and about the same distance to get to my grandpa's house by boat and driving on the back roads. So, sometimes that, but it still sit off to me that spring water. It could have been because it was in a plastic jug. I don't really know,
Yeah.
but living in town technically was city water, even though it's a small town, we would still consider it city water. So I would filter it through like a Brita filter. I reverse osmosis, and it still felt like empty, like something was wrong with it. And what the machine does is it actually keeps the natural minerals, which there's actually potassium, magnesium, and calcium, I believe. Yeah, those three minerals, I believe it keeps in. So the filters that it goes through, it's the amazing technology that the Japanese created have bypassed, all it can take out all the bad stuff and then keep the good stuff. And then those minerals are helps like those minerals have to be in the water in order for it to reduce into ERW, or in order to ionize it so it becomes living water. So if you have RO water, reverse osmosis, which is basically pure water, nothing is in it at all, and you tried to put that through the machine, it wouldn't ionize it because there's no mineral in it. So we
That's a
need
good.
those
Yeah.
minerals.
Hey,
And then another
sorry, do you have the system in for your shower as well?
So we do have, not at home, but the company has an Nespa. So what it does is it filters the water and then it realizes it with these specific mineral rocks from Japan, from the mountains of Japan. So it makes your shower or your bath like a spa every time you go and bathe. And when we shower, about 15 minutes or longer with a shower, and you're not filtering it or remineralizing it, you're actually soaking in more for a shower than if you were to drink 8 glasses of water
Yeah, I
straight
know
from the
Kangen water is
city.
very expensive, but I will definitely consider if I was living in the States or in Europe. Like when I was living in Paris, the uh the water was good. It's just it was very hard, too much mineral, made my skin and hair very dry. I was having such a hard time, and we were considering of adding sea salt water into the system. That was one of the way to soften their water. But yeah, anyway, I here in Kyoto, I have a really good water. So I just have simple filtering system. But yeah, definitely, if I'm depending on where I am, I would definitely consider something like that and get it yeah, done with, right? Not wander around with different kind of
Dead water.
yeah, and the
Dead
company the company has been around
rocks.
for some time. That's very important as well, because there's so many, water filtering system that, they don't have a history, and yeah, not
Yeah.
much research.
Yeah, and it's actually on like websites like PubMed and stuff like that. Like if you look up gin water, it's all the rage right now. But Kangen and Najic's actually been out for over 50 years, not the longest.
Mm.
There's ever been a recall and that kind of stuff. But I'm interested in like what the actual ORP reading of your water is and what the minerals are, because when you send it away and get it tested, they'll tell you what minerals are in it.
Mm.
And sometimes there's like we have a website for the states that you can actually put in your zip code and it'll tell you what contaminants are in your water. So we were
Mm.
living at before, there was a couple contaminants in that water
Oh my
and we
God.
thought, oh, it's well, it'd be good, but because it's farmland, there's still runoffs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
you have to be very
we were
specific, right? Because even in Kyoto, like I remember when I was living in Tokyo, there's certain parts of Tokyo, my skin goes crazy, so it dries off so fast. But where I live was really good. Same thing here. Uh, Someone say hello. Hi. Thanks for joining. That I Yeah, so it has to be very specific of where the water source comes from. And I would love to get tested as well, but yeah, I can feel this where I live is really good, but I think it's just softer, but I don't know what contaminant I have in the water.
yeah, because it could taste good, but you don't know really what's in it. Like
Right.
we had the well water and I thought it was delicious compared to had for reverse osmosis or Brita filtered, but you don't know what the filter's actually filtering out. Not a
Mm.
lot of the systems are, you have to be on top of it with the filters too, because if you keep them in too long, then they can actually leach some of whatever they're filtering out back into the waters. And yeah, that's with a lot of systems these days that, they might be cheaper, but they're new and they don't have the same technology. So they
Yeah.
can leach a lot of heavy metals and stuff like that. And one thing I love about this company is it's amazing because it has, you can do a payment plan. So you just do a down payment depending on what you can afford. And then you go through, I think it's 12 or 24 months. So like a year or two of a payment plan. We were able to go through the bank and just outright get it, which gives you the best deal and you pay less per month because you're paying your bank.
Hey, how much does
So
it cost for the filter?
So
For
it is not a filter, it is an
I mean,
ionizer. It
I'm sorry.
has a filter.
It has a
Y-
filter and ionizer together.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it has a filter. So the water that goes through filters and then it ionizes it. So the machine mostly is for the ionization.
Mm.
We also have a pre-filter just because we want to be extra careful with what's coming in.
Mm.
And the filter machine will last longer that way too, having a pre-filter. And it can
Yeah.
just take out more. The pre-filter can take out more. So it really depends. We get a nice new pre-filter. It's about like 100 or so. And then of course, you want to change out the filter every 6 or 12 months, something like that. How much water you put through it. Like
You
I
need a
do
machine
water share.
first, right? That machine cost. That's a
Yes, have multiple machines. We have
okay.
different
I want to
ones, but the newest one, the
I just
K8.
want to
Ooh, what do you
show
have? Cabbage?
that purple cabbage. This is I love cabbage, and purple cabbage is my favorite. So I usually prep a lot. I just shred it, and then I inside is different.
Lemon
It's
juice?
a lime juice from Iran. That so
Oh, wow.
that would last. So yeah, I'm sorry. So yeah, the first investment is what's expensive for this Kangen water, right? And then you need to do the filter on top.
You don't need to, but we do like to recommend it depending. You can say to get your water checked first to see, because if you have hard, would definitely want to have a pre-filter. If you have well water,
Mm,
it depends on how close to farms. Like we are surrounded by a farmland. There's corn over there, there's corn back there, there's here, and there's a field and then another field
mm,
with soy growing over there. So I'm like, okay, we're getting the pre-filled. I don't know what's going to be sprayed and leach through the ground, and I don't know
mm,
how far down the. But yeah, so the machine itself, it ranges. It is an investment, but it's for it's a medical grade machine, and it has a warranty. So if anything happens to it, which we've seen machines last plus years,
oh my God.
and
Okay.
yeah,
Give us the price because I do think it's worth it. No, I know I remember how expensive it was, but you know, water is so important. I do because I feel the difference right away. And yeah, we are more than 60% water, right? So give
yeah,
us the price.
80%. Yeah, the price is always hard to just come out and say because there are different machines. So
Mhm.
our machine is a K8. It's the newest one. It has 8 plates. The warranty 25 plus years,
Wow.
and yeah, so we were able to outright get it, and I believe because where we are, there's tax and with shipping. I think the shipping outright is like 50 or something like that, but it was a few $1,000s. Like it's up there, it's over
Mm,
five. So, it's an investment. But if you think about the fact that you're getting the best water that you can get right at your tap, and you don't have to buy bottled water again. A lot of people spend so much money on bottled water that they could do machines in 1 year for how much
mm,
they're spending on these bottles. And then, yeah, the filtration is not very much. We have a electrolysis enhancer that comes with it, but you do have to upkeep with that, which is not very much at all. And that's just to make the clean waters, the 11.5 and the 2.5, which come out, I'm just different. It has two nozzles. So the 2.5 is hypochlorous acid, which they actually use in the hospitals in Japan. So it kills like so many bacteria and that kind of stuff. I don't know if I can say the C word, but viruses and that kind of stuff. So I use that to clean my entire house. It's what sold me because of the fact that I hate buying chemicals to clean my house with. I'm so sensitive to all of the things. So I clean my entire house with the 2.5, and then the
that's
11.5
so
I use degreaser.
cool.
Yeah. I use the 11.5 as a degreaser on the stove, and then also
Oh
in the laundry.
wow. Does
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
really
use it for
work?
your laundry.
You have
Yes,
to
it
show.
does.
Okay, maybe next. Can you show it? Like, do you have something greasy? Maybe next time
I
you can
do have
show.
some videos. I do have some videos.
You do
I try to make
okay.
them often, as every time the stove gets pretty greasy, I'll try to make a video and post it. I just feel embarrassed because I'm like, it's gotten so greasy, but it's like I just should show it. So yeah, I've got videos of me pouring it into the laundry machine and using it for that.
In
And
your Instagram?
yeah, yep.
Mm.
hmm
I'll look for it.
I might be able to find it and send it to you
Okay,
if you don't find it. But yeah.
cool.
And then it also has beauty water 6.0, which I use as a facial toner. I put it on my hair before I braided it. And it's good for rashes and itchy skin and that kind of stuff is really um
How long
yeah.
you've been sensitive with water?
Oh, since I could remember.
Oh,
I
wow.
just remember trying to filter water through a Brita filter. Yeah, I don't even know when I started filtering water, or but I do remember like just not liking the water at the restaurants. It was like really gross and metal, tasted like metal.
Yeah,
So I could
I'm like you. I'm super sensitive, and that's one of the reason I didn't drink water for a long period of time. I could only drink the water from my grandma's house, and now
Mhm.
I know the trick. So I make sure it tastes good. But if I'm served in a restaurant or somewhere else, like no, I'm not gonna.
I have
I
a hard
prefer
enough
to.
time even. Yeah, I have a hard enough
Yeah.
time even having tea from a restaurant or from a coffee
Wow.
shop. Yeah,
How was
because
it?
I now I could think about it. I'm like, oh, that's city water that they're using. Oh, they have flavors and stuff.
Ah.
I'm like, that's city. Like I think of that now. I'm like ooh.
How was the experience in Hokkaido when you were here?
That was back in 2009, so that was right after I graduated high school. I
Hmm.
just remember the watermelon was amazing. We had, traditional food. I tried natto for the first time and was gross by it. It was really fun. It was
But
like
I
kind
mean, the
of
water
crazy
wise, it
looking.
was okay.
I don't remember that far back, honestly, for water.
Okay, because I mean, Hokkaido is
Yeah.
also known for the farmland, so I'm
Mhm.
not sure if the water is good. Yeah, it's not really known, but some areas of Hokkaido could be really good if it's on a, like a mountainside. But
I don't think I actually got really into drinking water until went vegan, honestly.
okay.
Yeah, like I was more health conscious. I knew more about that. And when I went vegan,
Mm.
I also went my hairdressing. So I was preparing a lot of juices and smoothies and salads. And that's like my top three is juices, smoothies, salads. And you just go from there. And I was still trying to force myself to drink water, but I'm like, I feel so hydrated from the fruits and the veggies that I'm eating and drinking. So I didn't really understand that like you still needed water, but I'd still drink it because like you got to be able to have just plain water, not just fruits and veggies and
Mm.
juices and smoothies. So I would, I put water in my smoothies. So we have a neutral water, which is and that's good in like if you can't breastfeed and you have to feed your or formula feed your baby, then you would use that because you don't all of the alkalization and the crazy ionization. You just want it neutral. So I'll put the 7 in my smoothies, and then yeah, you cook with anything from the 5 to 9.5. But yeah, so
That's
I
so
crave
cool.
watermelon juice, but I still have to water
I
on
love,
top of
yeah, I
everything.
love all purpose, right? Like, we don't want to be overwhelmed with so many products, especially nowadays.
Mhm.
So I love that. That's great. I,
Yeah, one machine does seven different things, and it can and or it has 7 different numbers, but it has over 100 uses. So we're actually doing I think a webinar this Saturday within our group. So if anybody's interested in learning more, I can share about that. Can contact me. We have a private Facebook page just for anybody interested, just to learn more. We to share about it, and yeah,
cool.
we the webinar is going to share about all the and stuff like that. So I'm excited.
Great. Well, thanks for sharing.
Mhm.
I definitely, becoming vegan, and also, I mean, I was always very particular about water, even when I was, since I was a baby, I think. And I definitely, when I became raw vegans, I am more sensitive and particular about, water. And I think that's true for many people, right? Like
Mhm.
our sense of taste changes. So,
Apparently, it changes every 10 days. So if you can make it having something new for 10 days, then your body's going to also, once you start adding in more whole foods, fresh foods, your body's going to clean out more. So it'll be more sensitive, but that's a good thing because we want to know when we're putting something damaging in our body. It's not that it's good or bad because we can have a food that somebody might say is bad for them, but for us it's like a comfort food and it makes us feel good. But it could be partially damaging, like cooked in high oil and high salt or something. But when your body becomes more sensitive, then are we eating for comfort or are we eating to live?
yeah.
And we want to eat to live, not live to eat. So yeah, I've been a big food of being vegan because I eat more. I do know that there are people that have a hard time eating,
Mm,
so it's hard to get more plants in their system unless it's like, the high calorie fruit and more beans and legumes and that kind of stuff because they're more filling.
mm-hmm.
So
True.
it's not for would make everyone feel pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Uh, I so anyway, it's been over 1 hour. I could go on like this forever. I could just. This is so
Mhm.
nice. While you're eating, I'm also having my breakfast. And what time is it there in Tennessee?
It's 6 o'clock.
6 p.m. Oh,
Yeah.
it's still bright, huh?
Yeah, it stays light till almost 8 o'clock now.
Oh, cool.
Hmm. Coming on to summer, so and
Right.
you got to get ready for work now, hey?
Yes. So I just wanted to show. So I'm just gonna keep on adding. I love different kind of things. So it's Mizuna, the mustard greens, purple onion and
Adding
cabbage. I'm adding
some cucumber.
cucumber.
Nice.
And I would add cauliflower. I love it
Ah.
crunchy. So I would just make it smaller. Oh, I wanted to share today. This is wakame hijiki. It's um apparently, oh, it's I don't know if you can if you can find it in the states. So it's I think it's called sea vegetable. So it's
Mm.
cultivated in land, but it's got so much minerals and
Oh, wakame.
it's not wakame because it's not grown in the sea. Wakame hijiki. So it's,
Hiji.
yeah, it's not sea vegetable, it's land vegetable, but it's high in minerals and salt content naturally. So
Mm.
I like to
Kind of reminds me of sea asparagus, not grown in the sea, but it's grown on the beach of the
y-
sea.
yeah, yeah. It's not as mm, it's not so it is salty, but not as salty as the sea asparagus. So
Ah.
it's a nice addition. So I would I love adding many things. So I just keep on adding different things. I'm sure I'll be adding 10 different things after, but I have to
Mm.
get ready, prepare for my work. So I'm going to probably
Mhm.
stop here. But this was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank you for
joining,
inviting
Ali.
me for this.
Yeah, join me again. I will be doing a weekly thing. And yeah, and I'm happy to see that you're doing well. 1 week challenge on raw vegan, right?
Mhm.
And keep
Day
us
two today.
posted how you.
Mhm.
Yay, day two. Cool. All right, well, I'll let you go so you have a little more time with your husband.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
all right,
You
well,
have a good day at work.
I,
Thank you for having me.